Hello everyone and welcome to the second tutorial video on Mythical bot. As we talked in previous video about this main section of the bot, we told you that the main objective of you as an operator is the first two columns on buy and sell. Now before going into that, I want to talk about this prediction column. Although it's a good algorithm to predict the market direction, it's not all powerful. For example, if you take a look at USD CHF right now, it says that it will go down. Well, we can predict that the market is sideways and it can go down, but this is an hourly chart. The chance is that, let me do this. The chance is that it will hit a support level somewhere around here and then go all the way back to here, So if we get a short position here, if we sell, the chances are lower than buys, okay? So what should we do? As I said, although the prediction is good, it's not 100% waterproof. We'll let you choose the auto dictate on any of these for the future, just because there is a philosophy behind it. Let's say that you are leaving your computer to go, I don't know, to eat lunch, and you will back to work 1 hour from now. And in 1 or 2 markets, you predict that this indication is very good and lenient toward your market. For example, Aussie dollar USD right now says down, and it's really what I think it will do, because if we take a look at this, take a look at that, okay. As a trend line, chances are that we will retrace to the trend line, and it's an hourly chart, so for 2 or 3 hours we have a chance to go down, okay? This is when I would say, okay, I will do one of the two things. First, I may handle these myself, or I may turn the Aussie dollar USD marker on this single one market for the robot to handle it. And few others if I see something that makes sense. For example, GBP USD is again indicates down, so why not? And NZD USD again says okay. USD CAD is up. Be careful about these. Okay, and I agree with that. USD CHF, I may take it out of the equation because it says down, and I may not use it. For USD JPY, it's a sideways compressing market, so I will not again use that. So right now I chose to have 4 of these markets out of 7 to go the way I want them to go by using this prediction. So now I can leave my computer, go for lunch or dinner, and then come back and take a final look and do whatever I want to do, And that's the whole reason behind it. So I highly suggest keep that off. And from the early morning in the day, that when you wake up, do the manual labor of handling these directions. Every 2 or 3 hours you need to do it once, so it does not need you to sit back and watch the whole thing every minute, although it's doing micro scalping. But you can, and by the way, turn off the auto, okay, but you can do it every 2 or 3 hours. Just review your markets and set them as you wish. And by the way, I fixed the bug And in next update, I think I will let to have a custom list, or at the very least the US dollar markets, euro dollar market, euro markets, stuff like that, so that you can reduce this size. And the interface will be responding faster to your clicks. Anyway, now let's talk about the prediction. What you need to predict. We have three markets that are perfect for this. First one is Aussie dollar USD, and it's hourly chart. Okay. All you need to learn as an operator is very, very basic concepts like trend lines and what will happen to the trend lines, and maybe, only maybe, do some wave counting, And no, I'm not talking about Elliott. Just a very basic wave counting. So what do you see in this chart? Let me delete these and use my screen capturing. By the way, if you are interested, it's light shut. So what do we have here? What did we have here? Was a compression upward. Okay. It broke, and by definition, it should go at least the amount of this base, and it did. Also, it did it in 3 moves. So chances are that from now on we will drop. How much? Well, the very first level that we are expecting it is here. The second level is around here-ish. The third level is around here. So what I'm doing right now, I keep 3 concepts in mind. First is trend lines. The second is compression, also known as chart patterns, or more specific, triangles. And the third one is support. Let me do this. Support and resistance. When I'm looking at support and resistance, I'm not after Fibo. Yeah, you can use Fibo levels if you want to, but just by looking at the chart right now, I can say, okay, this was a trend, compression, very sharp parabolic move upward, so that's it. Few lines, and that's it. So if the chart is going down, the very first levels would be around this top. If it breaks down, we will wait for the second level. Then I will predict to go up, and the second retrace. Now this is ABC in Elliott. But most of the time, these days, markets do 2 corrections. So the very least I will wait is here and here. So right now, I don't predict the market. I'm not a fortune teller. Right now, the least I expect is this down move. That's all I need to know. Okay? So if I'm going back to Aussie dollar USD and I want to set buy or sell, I can say that, okay, I'm thinking about the sell, and this indication is confirming me, so go for the sell. As simple as that. So few trend lines, knowing the compressions and support and resistance. Very, very, very basic stuff in technical analysis. The next market is this guy. Clearly, this is, by the way, hourly chart, okay? Clearly, we see that the market has long periods of sideways moves. Also here, it happened. So most likely, if we take a position at the middle, we can take both long and shorts. If we are, for example, here, either short or long will win But if we are near the top and we are consolidating at the top, well, we think about short. If we hit the bottom, we are thinking about long. Knowing that, right now the market is near the top. It's not around here. So I will predict this market at the very least to go down. How much? The very first, again, the first support. The second support is down here, by the way. So right now, I will dictate the bot to think about short. When I'm near this level, I will stop. I will turn off the market, seeing if it will behave or if it will be gone. If I see that this support level is not behaving, then I will let the market go down again. But if I see any chance of getting long, yeah, I will dictate the long, because we know that the middle section can be winner of both sides. So I will turn on long and short, buy and sell. If I'm near the end here, I will only accept buy. Supposedly, our higher time frame allows us. That would be here. That's a dangerous place for buy, isn't it? But no, there is if we do this, if we break down from here to here in daily chart, there is a chance for this retracement to this level. So yeah, I will let buy, but I will be very careful here. I will keep a close eye on this guy. But if I see a sharp move down, no, this level is gone. Then I will let the market go down, 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 however it needs to. Keep in mind, I already told you, markets tend to have two corrections these days. This is one ABC, D, and E. So markets are lenient toward having two corrections these days. If I want to draw it like this, this is the very first correction. This is the second correction and another deep. It happens a lot these days. Here's another one. First correction, second correction, deep. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see the corrections, but it's also the same concept. Barry Burns called it reload patterns. Sometimes it goes for ABCs, sometimes two-time correction, sometimes dropping without any correction. Basically, if you see this level and keeping this level, chances are without correction, you're going up for it. Of course, it's a very jaggy market. But markets like this also means one more thing. During this period, and in this center line, if around this center line I get buy and sell, doesn't matter. Both are winners. Same gone through here. So when people call these markets choppy, the center line of these choppy markets are big winners for you. Let both buy and sell positions to open. But right now, in this market, I'm a really bit concerned. But if we go one more time frame up, yeah, we are near a good support zone here. But actually, the main support is down here. And look at this crash. Woo! Well, this is weekly. It was around 2014. Hopefully, it won't happen anytime soon. But then I come down and back to hourly, and now I understand that, okay, we are close to a support zone, but we are going down still. Now I can go and take a look at another chart. We are in the support zone. Chances are for a retrace, that would be a winner, but the long time should be down. Okay, keep that on mind. It took near 5 minutes to analyze this special market because it's a bit complex. But now I can say that USD CHF, yeah, it says me going down. Let's go down. In contrast, USD JPY. Now let's take a look. I tend to go from high time frame to low. Okay. Where's our support zone? Maybe here? Where's our resistance? Sorry, where's our support? Near here-ish, or a bit farther upward. So we are in the center. It's a bit hard to understand, but when we go back, we have the zone now, and we are in the center. We had a bit complex correction, and we gone up, and their chance is that we may visit this level again. So we are thinking about up moves, basically. Going back to 4 hours, now I see something else. It looks like we're compressing up, isn't it? So by definition, if we are breaking up, we should move this much, and moving it around, we will see that it's about the same levels that we are thinking about. And this is 4-hour chart. Going back to 1 hour, we clearly see that compression going on. We broke to the resistance level, inside the resistance level actually. So chances are that we will win if we think upward move. So here in USD JPY, although the indication says short, I may go on the upward move. And I clicked, but it takes a few seconds for it to update, I think. Yep, there we go. If it happens for especially USD JPY, you need to drop down your chart so that these words drop down a little. So that is all to it. Believe me or not, that is all to it. We don't care about candlestick patterns. We are getting it. If you believe my word, most of the time, the big amount of your training as technical analysis guy is to get your entry points and exit points. Isn't it? We learn more and more. We learn about oscillators, indicators, I don't know, many different things, many different systems to pinpoint our entry point and where we should go out. Well, the bot is doing it for you. It's giving you entry signal, and we are micro scalping continuously toward the direction. So all left for the operator is to set the directions. I can easily take a look at the Aussie dollar and say it's going down. For Euro USD, it's a bit harder, but yeah, think about short. So Euro USD again may sell. GBP USD go down. NZD USD go down. USD CAD go up. And finally these two that were marked. As simple as that, I marked 7 markets in less than 2 minutes. The most complex one was USD CHF. Now GBP Aussie dollar. Let's go from weekly. Okay, we are back to our trend line. Take note, I'm not drawing the trend line. I'm following the mouse for the trend line. We don't need to be accurate, so chances are for up here. Daily, 1, 2, yeah, chances are for up until this resistance level. 4 hourly, here is our resistance. Hourly, yeah, okay. So, if I'm going for GBP Aussie dollar right now, I may think about buy. And now I take a look at these indicators. This is confirming, 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 confirming. The only discrepancy is here. So, what I recommend is that you get your $7 markets all the time open. And if you have some critical markets like this one opened, the rest of the time, just open the chart and take a look at time frames. Okay, we are on resistance level. We are predicting to go down. Close. Down. The next one. predicting to go down. The next one. Yeah, the same concept. See, parabolic moves, move down. Well, we will understand why it's happening when we look at this chart later. But for time being, bear with me. Aussie dollar NZD, yep, it started moving down, but chances are for a higher level here. So I may not turn anything on, or I may go with both sides. CAD CHF, going down. CAD JPY, should go down actually. Yep. CHF JPY. Okay, this is a bit troublesome. Sideways market. I may turn it off, or I may decide later. So keep it off. This is the double one, so go on. Buy. Clearly go buy. And this guy should drop. Also, on this guy, one thing to note, every time it had a sharp upward move, it followed by downward move. Every single time. So it will go down again. That's critical to understand the nature of your market. Euro GBP, should go up. Support level, this is the resistance level. So, buy. Euro JPY, down. Euro NZD will go at the very least up to here. And GBP CAD, a sideways market, so I may turn everything off, or I may duplicate, buy, sell. Why not? So go down. Go down. Now the nature of this market again, sharp move, downward. Sharp move, downward. Okay, we are predicting upward moves here. On resistance level, we can go at the very least to this support level. So we go for sell. 1, 2, 3, so down. And here is a little guide for you. This is what I'm following by the eye. And this is the support level that I'm following with the eye, here and here. So we are going down. As simple as that. How much it took? Less than 5 to 10 minutes, and I already marked all the markets. What did I mean by this speed of doing it? Most of the time, traders tend to be cautious because they are not sure if they enter at the position, they can win. But as I said, the entry will work by the bot. All you need to know is which side of the market has a better chance of winning. That's all to it. And if you trained yourself on support, resistance, trend line, and chart patterns, it takes less than a minute to figure everything out. You don't need to put time to draw stuff. No, that's for sharing your ideas with others if you want to. You don't need to do that. Just by taking a look at the market, that's all. So for example, most of the time I look at my charts like this. I don't care about candlestick patterns. The robot is doing it for me. I don't care about different oscillators, indicators, signals. We have a very good, accurate signaling. All our care is what is the chance for winning this market. So I go all the zoom out that the chart is letting me. Most of the time I do that. I keep my chart at hourly most of the time, unless there is a very special reason that I will switch one of these to minutes chart. Okay? And from that point forward, I can easily predict everything. So every 2 or 3 hours, meaning every 2 or 3 candles on these charts, now that I have the prediction, I just need to review my prediction. For example, Aussie dollar NZD, we didn't have any predictions for it. So let's take a look at that and keep following it, you know. Remember, I'm not keeping everything open. I just keep things that I deem necessary. And I tend to have them at the same height and width. Makes things neat. Okay? So maybe when it comes here, I will turn on the sell. The other one is CHFJPY. Well, for this guy, I would actually turn it to short very, very soon. But right now, I'm not sure. So there is no reason to work when you are not certain. You have 28 markets, you know. And now I can open some room for this and put it there. There is no reason for you to force your way toward every single market. Right now, from 28 markets, you didn't have 2 of them. And the signals are coming in for 26 markets. And I'm telling you, these signals are very fast. So if you predict the market correctly, chances are that at the end of the day, with even 20 markets, you will have over 200 signals in total. That's not a small feat. So don't push yourself to have every single market. Just predict the markets without any emotions. That's all to it. Try to predict what the market is doing. Okay? And try to be precise about it. For example, USD CHF is a 1-to-1 ratio. It's in the middle, but it tends to go down. So don't push your luck for upper chance right now. If you are breaking this level, yes, go for long. Because, you know, if you are breaking this resistance level, yes, then I will turn to long. But right now, I'm predicting to go at the very least to, you know, these levels. So I put these markers, only the resistance, few resistance levels, few main things, few ideas there. So that if for whatever reason I forgot what I'm doing, then I can go back and take a look. You know? Now, that being said, I will turn on the bot. Remember, it's 22 seconds to the video, so we are less than 29 minutes. At the end of the video, we will compare what did happen. Okay? Now, when you are managing your robot, as I said, the most of the time you want to do this manually. But take a look at these predictions. Why? Well, 1 discrepancy. 2. Actually, it's not discrepancy, so 1. And we already know the second one. So 2 out of 28 markets is where I deem this prediction to be wrong. In short time, that's not a bad thing. But if you turn all of them on and let the robot go nuts, completely automatic, that is when things can become a little bit ugly, you know. By the way, I hit the reset to have 5 because I started with 5,000. And it turned everything off. So, let have the, no, actually, I want to have everyone. So, goes down, goes down. Another chance for you to see how fast I'm working. Goes down, This one was the one I didn't make any, yeah. Goes down. Goes down. Clearly we are looking for a short here. Another short maybe. But let's leave it as before. It's up. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. By the way, you may notice that the chart will reset it soon because the code is still handling it a little bit. But if you wait for a few seconds, then it would work. Well, it's going up. And you don't need to rush, by the way, because as you are marking these guys, the bot is still working because it's on auto. Yep. So it will go down to PJPY. Clearly goes down. Goes up. Down. By the way, you don't need to predict to future that much. Look, 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 look. It's breaking up. Now it's when this is discrepancy. And in this one, for time being, we are going down. Okay. So, be careful about hitting the reset button. It will turn them off. But I had to do it because I wanted to limit them to 5 positions for 5,000. When you get to 7 to 10,000, that is when you want to rise this little by little. Every 1,000, I would suggest 1 here, something like that. So if your balance is going to 6,000 and your equity is near that, that is when you add 1 to every max per market. When you got to 7,000, another 1. But I'm not doing it like that. When I'm on 5 to 7,000, I keep 5. When I got to 7,000, I go to 6. 9,000 to 8, and 10,000 to 10. Basically, a bit different. That's my personal preference. This plays a very big role in your money management. Okay, so as you saw, I just opened charts, took a look at what can be happening every single second, and just in 30 minutes of recording this video, we jumped $1 more up, just like that. Okay, provided I'm using the minimum number of lots in the market. Now, we have another 30 minutes for this. Let's talk about money management. What can be used to manage the risk? We are not using any stop losses. Really. That is how much we are trusting our signals. We don't need stop losses. What we care about is more about money management and not risk management. Because money management, if you do it correctly, Believe me, if you do it correctly, you don't need to care about the stop losses. Worst case scenario, you will have a single position that ran out of the hand and became problematic, and you will manually close that. If you do the direction indication correctly, chances are that you will gain $200 to $300 per day by just the base settings. So after a week, 5 days active week, you will gain $1,000. Now let's say one single position is causing $60 loss after the week. What of it? Close it. You are still gaining $900, near 20%. That's not a joke. So the more important thing compared to putting a stop loss somewhere is how you manage your position numbers and your lot size per position. By default, I prefer up to 10,000. I will only play with the maximum position numbers. Going above 10,000, I will not increase the maximum position numbers, but I will increase the lot size small amounts in each time. So when I got to 15,000, I won't rise the 10 position per market, but instead I will start using two 0.02 lots per position. When I got to 20,000, I make it near 0.03 or 0.04. Small amounts, not big, because in cumulative that will be huge. Right now we are using 0.13 lots, and it's not even a very active bot right now. Leave it for 20 hours and all these rows will be full. I guarantee that. Okay, so this is a nice example. We have 3 positions here. All of them are winning, and we don't have any losing positions. You may want to close up because it will drop, and it did. So when you go to $0.50 with 3 positions, actually it closed 2 of them. It closed 2 of them by itself, you know. So that's it. That's how fast it's working. As I was talking, it did it. But sometimes you see a little bit half and half chance, especially if you go on higher take profit levels. You are in a good profit, $0.50, $1 in a single market, and you predict that it may be losing some of it, then close it to help with the rest of the profit. This robot will constantly make money for you if you just handle the direction guiding correctly. Every 3 hours, 4 hours, pay attention to these 2 rows for 10 minutes. That's all you need to do for this robot. Now, let's talk about the numbers. So, when I'm at $5,000, I will go with 5 per market and 0.01 per market. At 7,500, let's say, I will raise this to 6 positions. Each position is 0.01. At 10,000, and I do it this way, will be better. At 10,000, I will make it 10 positions per market, and each position will be 0.01. At 15,000, I will still keep this 10 position, but I will rise it to maybe 0.02. At 20,000, still 10 positions, and I will make it 0.03. When I get to 30,000, that is when I will be at 15 positions, each position 0.04, because at 25 I increased my lot size once more, so 10 positions, each position 0.04. So at 30,000 I add 5 more positions per market, maybe. At 35 I may decide to make 20 positions per market, and each one 0.04. At 40,000, I will go with 25 positions, each 0.04. At 45,000, I will keep 25 positions, but I will rise my lot size. And at the end, near 50,000, I will make 30 positions per market. Each one is 0.05, and so on and so forth. This is an example. Well, normally you wouldn't see all 10 positions if you let it, if you are manually guiding the direction. This is for when you let the robot handle everything, and I'm warning you, you will still see equity way below balance. But if you do manual labor of guiding the bot, chances is that you will never see this line. If you saw, then good. Actually, not good, because we are predicting to close the positions very fast. But if you, for example, see that 6 positions per market is good enough, then from here on you can just play with the number of lot sizes and keep that 6 positions. This is an example of what you can do, you know. It's just an example. You have to plan this thing as time passes. Okay, so let's take a look at the totals. 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1. So we didn't pass the 3 number right now. But keep that in mind. Follow this for 2 or 3 days, or a week, or 2 weeks, and then you can make a plan. For example, you see that in the first 2 weeks, you never got the 5 number. So that 5 is good. But sometimes you may see that, okay, some of the markets it's 5 point. And that is when you make the decision, okay, if I raise to 10,000, I may want to go to 10 points, 10 positions. But then, after setting it to 10 at 10,000, you may notice that you never ever go beyond, for example, 7. Then after that, rising the position count would do nothing for you. That is when you will start playing with your base number of lots per position. Keep in mind, in total, it will become a big number. Right now, we are near 0.2. We are $40 into the margin. So we are less than 10% of, 1% of the whole balance. That's good, actually. So the percentage between your balance, your equity, and your margin, and keeping in mind that you need near $3,000 of free margin as a safety, these guides should help you do a good position management and money management plan into work. Now, USD/JPY is a bit harmful right now. It's near $1. Actually, NZD/CHF is $1 already. Some of them are near $2 markers. As I said, anything below $10 doesn't bother me. But you need to keep in mind the concept of the reason this is happening. We decided that in this sharp upward move, somewhere we will start going down. We are not making sure that it is exactly the same point. We don't care. We just predict that it will go down somewhere. That is all we need to do. So chances are that 1 or 2 or 3 positions will become a little bit problematic for a few hours. That's okay. Let's talk about the accuracy. %80 of the positions that the bot is taking will close intraday, daily, meaning that they won't keep open for the next day. Okay? From the 15 remaining, 10% will close what I call intra-weekly, before 7 days. Okay? From that 5% remaining, 3% will close within 2 to 3 weeks. Only 2 remaining % is what we call deadly positions. That's the accuracy of our signals. The accuracy of our signals is 98 to 95% if we ignore these two, by the way. The 2 last lines. So intra-week, 95% of the signals will be closed. That is how accurate this system is. And you may say that, hey, it was supposed to be a micro scalping system. Intra-week means bad. I agree with that. But those numbers are for when you let the system run automatic for most of the time, at least half a day. When you are handling it manually, the accuracy is really near 98% and intra-week. We can't stop false signals, and by false I mean that 10% that will take 2 or 3 days to close. We can't stop them. It may happen. It will happen. I guarantee that. Because any algorithm will have its bad times in the market. But if you start using weekly, then daily, then hourly charts to your predictions, every time, and I mean every time. Okay, I did it today for weekly and daily. Should I do it 3 more hours later? Yes, do it. Remind yourself, because there are 28 markets. You will forget. It's just, just clicking, take a look, clicking, take a look, clicking, take a look, clicking, take a look, hit the button. It will take less than 30 seconds per market. So do it. Start with weekly. I sometimes start with monthly. Take a look at the monthly. We are really on a resistance zone. So the chance is that during the whole month, we will go down in this market. So remind that to yourself. The monthly is on the resistance. The weekly is in the resistance. The daily is a bit ugly, but it's near another resistance in the daily chart. 4 hourly. Very parabolic move. Go to hourly. Okay, that's a 3-wave move on the one sharp move we had before in 4 hours. Then if you want to even go down, because this is where the whole thing is starting now. But beyond 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute will especially 1 minute will confuse you. 1 minute is what is this bot is handling for you. You don't need to go there. Just go up to 15 minutes if you want to. And take a look at the zoom I'm using. I zoomed out as much as the chart is letting me, hitting the minus key on the notepad, on the non-block pad. I'm not caring about anything else. The concept behind the market is all I need in this market. So again, monthly, okay, we are at the bottom. Weekly, we are going up, but in resistance. Daily, at resistance. Hourly, 3-wave up. We are starting to move down. We are starting after the correction, so we are going down. That's all I need. Go back to the hourly. It took me less than a minute to predict this market. If you analyze this way, chances are that you won't be wrong at all. You won't be wrong. And most of the time you will become a winner. If you look at the monthly on USD JPY, you see a very sideways move and you are in the middle. So you may want it to tick on the buy right because of that. But we see that a clear, for me at least, a very clear compressing downward. So that is why we may give sell a bit more chance, you know. No matter if some of the positions will take 2 or 3 hours or a day to fill, that's okay. We are on the winning side. That's the most important thing. Be on the winning side. If you just handle these 2 columns properly, the accuracy of the signals are really close to 98 to 99%. We don't care about the entry point. It's done by the bot. Even if we are going for the hourly charts, for example, and the hourly chart is very powerful indications, we may want to rise or take profits to the second one. Why not? This is not a micro scalping. This is a scalping between 3 to 10, sometimes 8, sometimes 7 pips for each signal that we have. That's okay. If we are predicting a very strong move on weekly, daily, and downward, then even the third columns are acceptable. So for example, a prime example of that, I think it was this one. Monthly is on resistance, okay? Weekly is in resistance. Daily is in resistance. 4 hours is parabolic. 1 hour, 3 waves. 15 minutes, it's compressing. So in the next versions that will let you handle these per market, you may want to use Aussie dollar USD all the way in 99 points. So gain more 4 pips per signal of gain. It will come in a few days or a week or 2. Don't worry, it won't take long. Chances are that when you are watching this video, it will be out. So if all the higher time frames are agreeing with your current state, go for the higher targets. But let's say that we gone down to this level here in this market. Although we know that the monthly, weekly, and daily is suggesting to go down, but hey, the hourly and minute charts indicate that we may have a little retrace here. That is when you may want to flip this market to buy side or reduce your take profit back down. So smaller profits on that market. It's all up to you. The take profit section, the maximum position number, and the lot size is all you need to handle for money management. Our risk management actually happens behind the scene by all these filters and craziness and the ways we are getting the signals, and partially falls on you on these 2 left columns for buy and sell. That's all to it. The rest of these stuff is for emergency occasions. Now, okay, I'm done with the options. Let's close the options. I don't need that. So why we should use heat map, when we should use heat map? I will talk about it in the next video. I hope this single video about these two columns helped you understand that if you do it properly, you really don't need to pay that much attention to this section. The only thing you may want to take a look is once or twice a day, take a look at this total profit. And if you see something like $50, $100 in here, that's a warning sign for you. Just take a look at that market and make decisions. It happened to me that I saw a market on $100 negative. I took a look at the chart, and the daily chart was indicating a very strong downward move. And I was all short in that market, so let it be. Give it another week. Now, you may say, okay, what about commissions? If I let a very small target work for 2 weeks, how about the commissions? Well, chances are we have two different scenarios here. Either the commissions is in your direction, so you're a winner, even if the market is going forward more time, or the commissions is against your positions. In this second scenario, your gain most of the time covers your loss because of commissions, and it becomes a scratch trade, maybe losing $1 or $2 there. Nothing beyond that. Worst case scenario, I saw $1.50, something like that, after 3 weeks for commissions. Sometimes you end up with a very bad market. What do I mean by that? You didn't pay attention to the weekly and monthly. You just looked at daily and you predicted it wrong, and the daily was suggesting that, hey, by the way, look at that USD JPY. Yep, we are gaining there. You predicted that the market will go down, so you let your short positions work, and market suddenly broke up like this and continued a rally upward. So you ended up with 5 to 10 positions of a deadly market. And it won't. What then? These are what we call deadly position management. We will talk about it in another video. So we have 3 more videos to talk about these robots. First is the heat map. Then we have this options section that we need to talk about a little bit more in depth. And finally, the deadly position management. And that's all to it. Have fun.